What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I want to talk about the top customer program with DoorDash. And I apologize, I really don't have much information about this. This is just a video about my opinion on it. This will probably be a short video, but the record date of this video is May the 19th, and this screenshot, I'll go ahead and throw it up here. This is from yesterday's dash, and I think it was maybe last week. I saw some other content on YouTube from other creators talking about this. And so most of you have probably already seen this. You've probably seen one of your orders look like this. And you go to pick up the order and you see the banner where it's saying it's a top customer that you're delivered to. Pay extra attention to this particular order, yada, yada, yada. And so, like I said, I first heard about it. I think it was last week, and it was so yesterday would have been Sunday. It probably would have been Saturday was the first time that I saw an order like that. And then the order I chose to screenshot was from yesterday. And again, I just to kind of throw my opinions out here about it. A couple things come to mind. Number one is we don't, well, first of all, let me back up. Before starting this video, I just did like a basic internet search. I typed in top customer for DoorDash, and basically the first thing that come up was the Top Dasher program. So there wasn't like a page from the DoorDash website that I guess that talked about this that would have came up in a basic internet search. So I really didn't feel like messing around with this too much, like the research part of it. So like I said, there's been a couple other videos about this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to spend much time researching it, like I said. But the first thing that comes to mind is what exactly constitutes being a top customer. It'd be kind of nice and helpful to know that information. If I just had to guess, I mean, I'm just throwing a wild guess out there without knowing any information at all whatsoever. If I just had to guess, it would be somebody that had the what's it called again? Dash Pass. Had Dash Pass and places weekly orders on DoorDash, at least one order a week. That you guys tell me. Like I said, if I just had to guess, that would be a top customer. And also maybe throw in there like along with that, a customer that there hasn't been any issues with, like reporting, frequently reporting that they didn't get their order, items missing, or the customer's trying to steal. Um, and then so that's the first thing. And then as far as as far as I'm concerned, as far as from the driver standpoint, for me personally, I like I said, I don't have much to say about this. I treat all of my orders the same, and I just think that all dashers should do that in a perfect world. Um, even before I was a top dasher, or from the very beginning, just starting out, and even now, all of my orders I treat the same. So I try to make sure that I'm picking up the correct order and verify the orders when I can. Sometimes it's a sealed bag, and you like the McDonald's orders and you can't check. I do a lot of shopping orders, so I do the best that I possibly can, finding the correct items. You know, I look at expiration dates. You know, I try to always follow customer instructions, and you know, I this is my soon to be my full-time job, and I take ownership in what I do. I take pride in the work I do. I try to be, like I said, accurate. You know, try to not waste time, be quick about things, handle everything, you know, handle all the items with care. I don't just like throw these orders into my car. I treat them the same way as if it was my own order. And it doesn't make a difference if I'm doing, even if I'm doing an order that I know is a zero tip, or I'm pretty sure it's going to be a zero tip. I don't treat that any differently than if I'm doing like a catering order that's probably going to have a $40 or $50 tip on it. I treat the orders the same. You know, you got to look at it this way too. When you're delivering to customers that aren't tipping, well, providing bad customer service is obviously not any kind of a solution to the problem. So you want to, even with those customers, you want to do the best that you can. And you know, and we as a group of dashers, you know, need to, you know, show the customers that we can provide a high level of service, and that so that they do feel like tipping in the future. So for me personally, I see a message like this on my order that this is a top customer, and for me personally, just doesn't change anything. I'm gonna handle the order the same way, no matter who the customer is. I'm gonna, you know, it says on there, pay extra attention to this. Well, I pay extra attention on every order. So that's the mindset, that's the mentality that, in my humble personal opinion, that we should all be on. So anyway, like I said, that's about all I have to say about this. If by all means, if anybody has any like more information to pass along, maybe somebody watching this video has researched this. If you know like what qualifies somebody to be a top customer, if you know, for instance, is there any benefit? My wife was asking me this earlier. Do top customers get any sort of like benefit out of this? If anybody knows the answer to that, comment on this video. So it would be kind of interesting to know. But anyway, that's all I have for right now. Thanks guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll catch you at the next video. Thanks again.